Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm the blogger behind brighterdarling.com. Today we're doing another foundation wear test slash review. Totally opposite the last one I did, which was the NARS Soft Matte Full Coverage Matte Foundation. We went on the complete polar opposite side today, and we are doing the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. This is like I said, completely opposite. If you're looking for something that is extremely dewy and very lightweight, light to maybe light medium coverage, basically it's sheer to light medium coverage at best, with a very, very dewy finish. It might not appear so right now, but that's because I put some other things on after. But let me give you a little background on kind of how I was coerced into ordering this, as I'm sure many of you can attest to. So the Facebook ads were all up in my business. Like, this product was being advertised all day long on my feed. I was seeing these gorgeous, flawless women smearing this on their face, looking absolutely angelic in the light of the sun, and with their perfect skin. It was like, yes, I want that. I want to look that dewy and radiant and flawless, and let me look 17 again. Like, sign me up for that. I know I don't have perfect skin. I have acne scarring, I have discoloration, I have breakouts, but something about this just really sucked me in. And lately I have actually gotten into tinted moisturizers. I've been using the Beautycounter Dew Skin SPF 20 tinted moisturizer pretty much every day as my daily moisturizer for the last 6+ months. So my skin has gotten better. As much as I still struggle with discoloration and acne, it has gotten a lot better than it used to be. So I've also gotten a lot more comfortable in my skin, and I also give less Fs. So I've gotten okay with kind of bearing my scars a little bit more. And now that I have a 2-year-old daughter, I just have to get ready as fast as possible, and sheer lighter weight coverage that kind of has skincare benefits, sunscreen, things like that, just all in one is really convenient for me. So I was attracted to this because it is essentially that. It is a tinted moisturizer, but this has SPF 40 in a mineral slash physical formula, which is really impressive. The Beautycounter one is only 20. Most tinted moisturizers I've seen on the market are around 20 to 25. This one is 40 in a physical and mineral formula, which is really great for acne prone and sensitive skin. So that is actually another reason I was willing to take a risk and try this out, because as glowy and dewy as it looks, I had a hope that it wouldn't break me out because of the physical and mineral sunscreen, and so far it really has been fine. I've had this now for a few weeks. So now when I first tried this, it is, like I said, very dewy, and wearing it on its own with no powder is like extremely difficult for me. Like, it takes a lot of self-control to not want to put powder on and whatnot. But I will say, with as dewy and shiny as it first goes on in the morning, I did find on my normal combination skin lately, that's how my skin's been, it didn't break up or fade or get really greasy later in the day, which happens a lot with dewy formulas. It kind of just stayed the way it was, which was really interesting. I've never tried a product like that goes on that dewy and just kind of stays that way. The other really nice thing about this formula is it is really a skincare benefiting foundation or tinted moisturizer. It touts right on the front of the bottle that it has niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid in it. Niacinamide and hyaluronic acid are two really important ingredients to my skin type. Niacinamide is going to help with any acne and acne scarring, and the hyaluronic acid is really good for my dehydrated skin. It provides that layer of moisture, and it helps with the plumping of my skin without being heavy and greasy. So I really found that very interesting too, that for such a dewy formula, it has these two ingredients, particularly really good for us with acne prone sort of skin. So my hope was with this that if I couldn't wear it on its own by itself, I would at least use this as almost like a moisturizer in the morning under foundation, where it could kind of add to a little bit of glow, also have those skincare benefits, and yeah, that was kind of going to be what its purpose was if it didn't work out as a standalone foundation. So with no further ado, I guess we'll get into the application. I am obviously wearing this today. It is a much different look than previous more full coverage, full glam looks that you've seen on this channel. But maybe it's something you like. Maybe you like to kind of have your imperfections peek through and you just like a more like, I call this my skin but better look, where you still see my imperfections, but they're just blurred like 10 to 20%. That's kind of how I feel this is. It's like a blurring of the imperfections. It doesn't erase them, it just softens them a little bit. And if that's something you're interested in, I think you'll really, really enjoy this. So let's get into the application and then we'll check in at the end of the day and see kind of where my skin looks. Morty, I feel like I look so gross today. God, I don't know. I just didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I had a lot of heartburn. So anyway, I'm also not having like a great skin day. This situation here, I blame on my mask. Like my mask goes right here and I don't know what it is. I always have this breakout on this side. So I don't know. So I'm going to do a split face with this application. Okay, I'm gonna go on with my fingers on this side and then this brush on this side. It's a very interesting formula. It's in a pump bottle, very liquidy. I don't think I want to put it on my face. I think I want to just put it on my hand. So, if you guys watch those Facebook ads, you know, these girls are always like applying it in a mirror, near the window, looking all sorts of glowy and angelic with their perfect skin that I don't even know what they're covering up. I guess they're using it for the skincare benefits, which are pretty awesome. So, I don't know if I said it, but I'm using shade ST11 Matira, and I really like this shade. I could not go much lighter, especially if I put self-tanner on, it would be too light. So this is the kind of coverage you're getting. It's got some coverage, but it is very dewy. Has a little bit of like a chemical smell, kind of like sunscreen, but it's not, I don't think it's bad. Kind of just smells like skincare, like unscented skincare, which I do not mind. But like here, for instance, this little thing here I'm trying to cover up, it goes on looking like you're gonna get good coverage, but it shears out really quick. And it's a very, very glowy. So keep that in mind for my oily skin people, but also keep that in mind for my dry skin people. You might love this. Actually, I feel like you would. All right, let's now go in with the other side using the brush to see the difference. So I'm just gonna shake it up again. I mean, it looks really healthy. It's just really shiny. All right. So on the brush, I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. This is like half of a pump. Half of a pump. I'm gonna need more, but let's just start here. And let's see what happens on this like really big damage issue here. Okay. Not bad. It seems a little dark on camera, but it matches the rest of my body. My face is always lighter than my body because of exfoliating and sunscreen and all that good stuff. So the brush is definitely the cleaner way to go, but it's certainly not going to give you more coverage. Which is funny because in a normal situation, the brush usually does give me good coverage, but we're finding out. If you guys watched my latest video, the NARS video, the sponge was the way to go with that video, which was very mind-blowing for me. And I feel like with this one, I think the fingers are the way to go, but we'll see how it wears. Obviously, I need to layer this up a little more because of this discoloration situation. And I did only use half a pump, so I'm adding maybe another quarter of a pump. Picking it up on the hand and tapping it onto those areas I need the coverage. Now, if I just kind of tap it in and let it kind of dry, It seems as though the coverage would stay. It just might need some setting. Just pull it down my neck a little bit, do my ear a little bit. I think I do need to put some self tanner on. I feel like my neck is looking a little light. All right. So here we are with the brush. I think it did decently well considering the dark spots I had from the breakouts. But it's so glowy, right? Like, I think it looks really pretty if I had better skin or not as dark circles. But you know, we can't have everything in life. So, all right, I'm gonna put concealer on. I think I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. one because it's a hydrating concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It's got a satin finish. This is not a clean formula, but it is one I've been trying out lately. So I'm going to pop in a little of that, especially on my dark circles. I don't want to actually cover my acne scars. I want to just see how it goes. Using my damp beauty blender. Now, this is the kicker. The Ilia loose powder. I have it. It's not my favorite. Not my favorite by far. But I'm trying to use a lot. Oh, I don't know if I can use a lot of Ilia today. Damn. I thought I had more Ilia in here. I don't, but you know what? It's fine. The only other thing I really had is a lipstick that I don't really love and a cream blush, which I do love, but it's not going to work if I'm setting with the whole face here. So, okay. We're going to set the under eyes with this loose powder. Let's all say a prayer together. So I'm picking it up on the damp beauty blender, which usually is very forgiving. What I didn't like about this powder is, number one, it was very, picked up a lot on my dry patches, but what it really did was throughout the day, it broke down very strangely. And I also felt like sometimes loose powder can give you like a little added brightness. This felt like it pulled coverage off of my face, which was very bizarre. And I don't know, I kind of feel like it's doing that again. Maybe I'm like losing my mind. I don't love it. It's not my favorite loose powder. I much prefer the Cover FX or the Beautycounter loose powders. I'm gonna set the rest of my face with it. Wow, I picked up a little too much. It's all over my pants right now. It's also like very dusty. Like a very, reminds me of Makeup Forever. You guys remember the Makeup Forever HD powder? All right, let's set this areas where things are like needing more coverage. I'm patting it on because I don't want to do this. It'll just wipe it right off. So this, to me, this is no makeup for me. Like Your Skin But Better look. So, okay, powder is on. I'm gonna do the rest of my face and I'm gonna come back and let you know how it all went. All right, we're back. I finished the rest of my face. This is obviously like a very no makeup for me. For you, this might be a lot. But I'll just run through the rest of the products I use. So after we set the foundation or set the skin tint with the Ilia powder, I went in with this new limited edition Beautycounter highlighting powder in Sunlit, which is coming out later in October if you're watching this earlier in the month, or depending on where you are, it might be early November. After that, I bronzed with the Hourglass powder in Radiant Bronze Light. This is a mini. I've had this for a little while. I filled in my brows with the Beautycounter brow pencil in medium and set them with the Beautycounter brow gel in medium. I blushed with the Beautycounter blush in Sorbet, a nice pretty cool pink. I put my mascara on using the Thrive Cosmetics mascara I always use. I also popped on a little bit of this sheer shimmery eyeshadow. It's new from Beautycounter. It's our new cream shadows in Sunstone. It actually comes as a set with the highlighter, again, for the holidays. It should be available in either late October if you're a Bandit Beauty member with Beautycounter, or if you're just regular, not a Beautycounter or Bandit Beauty member, you can get this in early November. I really love it. And then on the lips, I did a little bit of lining with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip pencil, and then I popped on the Beautycounter lip shimmer lip jelly in Sorbet. It's really hydrating. I figured it goes with this like the glowy look. And it's just really shiny too. So I did put some bronzer through the crease, but otherwise that is, oh, I'm sorry, I set the rest of my face really light dusting. I do this every day with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and Luminous Light. It kind of just blends everything together and erases any harsh lines from like the bronzer and stuff. So it's currently 10:37 a.m. here. We'll see when I check in what this looks like. I do have a workout today planned. I do not know how this is gonna hold up for a workout. It's gonna be real interesting. So anyway, we'll see. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, we are back. It's the end of the night. It's 9:11 p.m. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm a little shiny, but I feel like I was shiny earlier too. My hair's a little messier. This is just real life. So I did do a workout today. It was actually a little bit of a harder workout. I also went to Target. I was wearing a mask for a little while. I had to pick up my daughter from school. So like I definitely had a more active day than the day I tested the NARS foundation, which was the other day. But in general, considering this foundation, let's call it a tinted moisturizer, considering how sheer and luminous it is or was, I feel like you can still see my bronzer and blush and a little bit of the highlighter still, like, and to me that's a really important characteristic that tells me if a formula is withstanding on my skin. And although this isn't my preferred level of coverage for a foundation, I think it's done a decent job, particularly being as luminous and glowy as it was. You would think with how luminous and glowy it was when I first put it on that I would be a complete hot mess express. And we're looking at, what is it, almost 11 or 12 hours later. So this is what I'm saying. I know I had mentioned it earlier in this video that the day I wore this with no powder and I had put it on in the morning and it was super dewy and I didn't set it, it pretty much stayed like that all day. Like it didn't get exceptionally worse, which was so bizarre. In conclusion, I guess let me look a little closer. Let me just be a little more thorough with my little review here. Yeah, I mean, it's shiny around my nose. It's broken down around my chin. I was eating today. I had a mask on. Like, how much of this is truly the makeup versus my life? But, you know, because it's not a super full coverage formula, the way it's breaking down around the nose, and this is what I was kind of trying to suggest in the beginning of this video, now that I'm not wearing as full coverage formulas, the way it's breaking down, it's not as obvious and it's not as ugly looking when it breaks down. It just looks shiny, but it doesn't look like makeup-y, like makeup is breaking down or melting off my face. Whereas if you're wearing a fuller coverage formula, it does end up looking like that. So under my eyes, the powder, remember I talked about I didn't really like the Ilia powder. I still don't really like it. It's definitely not my favorite setting powder. I'm only keeping this for reference point. I don't like the way it makes under my eyes. It like catches, I don't know if you can tell, I'll try to get a little closer, but it catches, no, I don't think you're gonna be able to see, weird dry patches under your eyes. It's not actually as bad as it usually is today, maybe because I didn't wear a very drying concealer on purpose, but I don't know, I don't like that powder. But in conclusion, let's wrap this up. I do think that this formula is best for those with really dry skin who love a very glowy look, or even those with normal skin who love a really glowy look. For those of you with normal to oily skin, or oily skin who like dewy finishes, I think this is a great tinted moisturizer to wear under your foundation, to give a luminous look, to wear a nice SPF 40 under your makeup, and also to have these really amazing skincare ingredients infused in your moisturizer and SPF for the day. It's got that lovely level of niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid, and it feels really nice on the skin. So the way I'm mainly going to use this is definitely going to be under foundations, kind of as like my everyday moisturizer, or on days like on the weekend or something, if I'm really not going anywhere crazy and I want to just give myself, like I said, a blurred effect where I don't care if my skin imperfections show through, but I just want them kind of softened a little bit. this is what I'm gonna go for. It really is your skin but better. So if that's the kind of makeup look you like and you don't mind, you know, some imperfection showing through, you just kind of want to look evened out and just like you woke up like this, kind of like, no, I don't have makeup on, but maybe I do kind of a look, then this is for you. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who love this kind of a product and this level of coverage. So yeah, it definitely is the polar opposite of the NARS Soft Matte Foundation review I did the other day, but I still think it has its place in the beauty world, and I think a lot of people would really like this. So I do like it. I like it more than I thought I would. If you would have asked me this 2 years ago, if I would have liked a formula like this, I would have laughed in your face and said, absolutely not, like give me the full coverage double wear. But I'm definitely learning that things like this can be more forgiving, and also like it's easier. And yes, you know, I would still prefer a little more coverage than this, but if I was having a better skin day, I could totally get away with this and it'd be no big deal. So, all right guys, I hope that's helpful in deciding if you want to try this Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. Definitely let me know in the comments if there's other foundations or formulas that you've been thinking about and wanting to hear my thoughts on. I'm always looking to hear from you and know what you want to watch and what you want my thoughts on. So please don't feel any hesitations in letting me know. But otherwise, have a good night.